golden seas, getting tired of trying to be free. Let me sail into the sun.
Hey guys, Waifugate here. We're going to be doing another deck tech video today, a deck guide. Today we'll be going over Bant ramp. So this is sort of like an oldie but a goodie. Some of you guys might remember from like last season before Ikoria was released that Bant ramp was a pretty competitive deck, and I still think it's the same. In regards to being competitive. Not sure if it's like T1 or anything, but it's one of the lists that I've been able to stick with for more than one stream, which is saying something because I've been skipping around decks trying to find something I've enjoyed for quite some time now. So what does this deck do? It's very close to old Bant ramp. It uses cards like Growth Spiral, Uro to ramp, and then uses Teferi for tempo, you know, bounce something, prevent players from like countering you, you know, that good old stuff. And then you use ECD to answer other planeswalkers opposing Teferis, big creatures like Cavalier of Thorns, fires, just so many things that ECD hits. It's still such a relevant card. Then it uses the old Nissa Crassus combo to produce a lot of card advantage. Nissa can just kind of close out the game. You'll notice there's only 2 copies. There was originally 3, but I felt like Shark Typhoon was just so strong and such a good win con as well that I think it can sort of replace the 3rd Nissa that we oftentimes trim anyway in the sideboarding process. So like late game, we can also use the Shark Typhoon to cast it. We can -3 Tamiyo to get it back. There's a lot of synergy with that. We can -3 Tamiyo to get a neutralize, you know, just to make sure that we can keep up the threats and to keep answering stuff. And that's pretty much it. Usually you use the Shark Typhoon not as an enchantment though to begin with. You use that to block things like to protect your own Teferi versus opposing Shark Typhoons. That happens a lot in the Temur Reclamation matchup, as you probably saw in the intro clip, right? Or at least like partly why Shark Typhoon is so good against that deck. And that's pretty much it. The other pieces are Neutralize, which I think that Neutralize is stronger than Absorb or Sinister Sab, just because you can cycle it versus the opposing Teferi to maybe find that ECD to answer it, maybe find your own Teferi, like, you know, it just helps you keep the deck rolling, whereas the other counter spells are just stuck, jammed up in your hand. So I really like the mobility of Neutralize right now. Really, really like it. So what's the deck struggle against? Usually it's going to be like Flash decks and Sakdos game 1, but that's why most of our sideboard is dedicated toward those 2 matchups. Our good matchups include like Yorion matchups of the different varieties. We typically do a little bit better because we have 60 cards instead of 80. Our draws are a little more consistent. And we have like really good sideboards for like, you know, Mystical Disputes, Disdainfuls that all hit Yorion. We also do pretty well against Jeskai Fires, Gruul Fires, Winota's a little shaky game 1, but Grafdiggers really helps that matchup. And then we've got cycle decks that are, I think, a good matchup for us overall. Usually you can shatter that deck, counter 1 flare, and kind of get there. And Gyruda's pretty much free. Like after sideboarding, you've got Grafdiggers and Disdainfuls and stuff. And aggro in general, I think we're pretty favored against just because of the shatters and Teferi to bounce and stuff like that. And we have good sideboard against a lot of the aggro, which is like Sakdos basically. And then I would say we're about even with Temur Reclamation. It's a really tough matchup. It's going to be who draws the most Shark Typhoons for the most part in that matchup. And like, you know, if we can resolve an early Teferi, awesome. Stuff like that. But yeah, going into the sideboard tech, Grafdiggers obviously for, you know, Gyruda, for Winota, for Sakdos to make it so they can't get the cats back, all of this stuff. Devout's more for mono red, so we don't just give up that matchup. As rare as that matchup is, I don't like giving it up. Plus, it's just a really good card versus Fires, believe it or not, because they usually bring in War Boss or Robber of the Rich or both. So being able to remove that for 2 mana is a really high tempo play, and if you have to use it on Bone Crusher or Cavalier of Flames, it's not the worst thing, and it also helps you scry. So the full sideboard guide is also going to be in the description below. If you follow that through under featured deck where it links to AetherHub, there'll be a full sideboard guide that I'll try to keep updated. I still think I have to catch up on the Bant Yorian one that we made another deck guide on. But anyway, getting back to the point, you know, Flash is probably the hardest matchup just because it's like they play Cunning Nightbonder, which can stop us from countering their creatures. So then we have to kind of shift gears and use our counter spells to get a board wipe through and then hold back and neutralize for the next threat. And it also depends on which Flash deck we're up against, like Mono Blue or Simic or Demure. Like that's going to be like kind of weird trying to cover all of that, but our sideboard's not bad against that. So and like the Knights of Autumns are good against fires, they're good against Reclamation, they're good against Sakdos. Like it just hits so much, this whole sideboard. Like none of it really ever feels super dead. Like we're always sideboarding in something, so that's good. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the gameplay now. That pretty much covers the basics. If you guys have any questions, you can always feel free to throw them in the comments below. Stop by my stream, say hi. Ask your questions there as well. I usually stream like 5-6 days a week, and I usually do one of these deck guides each week on top of one other video. So really appreciate the help there, and I'll just let the video play and kind of we'll just watch the gameplay and chill out. So yeah, thanks for watching. I feel like something like this is probably fine. I just don't know how I can win. Like maybe I should keep in the two Nisses. But she's kind of hard to get rolling times. Oof. Wonka offhand. Slightly better. Land. That's not a land. Need like a breeding pool here. Feel bad. That'll do it. Same colors as breeding pool. That's good. That means we can shock into they're probably just gonna develop Wilderness anyway though. Off of 1 mana, I can't really stop it. Yeah. Very sad. Just really scuffed on lands at the start. Otherwise we have Disdainful for that every time. No. Need our Knight of Autumn or something. Like Heliod's Intervention would be really nice for moments like this, where we could like kill it in response to them tapping out greedily. Batter's not great. We just need land, I think. Yeah, land fine. Be okay. That'll do. This is really, really tough. Probably do Night Pack Ambusher, right? The boosh. Oh god. That's pretty tough. Honestly. Yeah, Reclamation's hot fire, man. And it goes first. It's a very tough deck to beat. I mean, they could have Mystic, but they probably just have Dispute. What if they don't have anything, dude? I have to play this. Yeah. I just can't sit here all day though, you know? Now I can pay for the dispute. They probably have a straight up negate though, yeah. That's fucking annoying. Now they have the dispute for this. You've got to be shitting me. Like, how do you have everything? Well, good news is this is resolving. Bad news is I don't think it fucking matters. Yeah, we might win from here for sure. You'd like to ferry off the top. This is pretty juicy. This is extremely... This is like the best thing we could have drawn, I think, honestly. That was definitely our best draw. Oh, we get rid of Teferi, though. I don't think I get rid of Teferi for free off of VCD. I think I wait a turn. We don't have Nissa. Where's Nissa at? Just for your info, pretty good. I can just gain life too. This.
Might be a bad idea.
That's borderline useless right now. It's counted by one. My bad.
Only time will tell.
Yeah, I don't think Yorian's very good. Just the inconsistency on lands is pretty crazy. This is the most boring part of Magic right now, is just people auto-tapping. I do it on Krasis even, but it's just really resident sleeper. Maybe I should have done this first. Much bigger body on it for the most part. Gonna push him. Down to 6.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
They have Sharknado? Like, it's the only out. Okay. Yeah, Sharknado is so good, man. It really is.
Suppose that's how it's meant to happen.
Every story is an opportunity for you.
I should have swung with this first, I think. They drew a land. Blast zone's really good though.
This study is over.
Heard that Sharknado was a really good card, man. Man, what a close game, though. I mean, it's not over yet. I don't think we care about that.
By yourself. I'm always gonna talk around the things you wanna talk about. Now you
So yeah, this deck tech video was a little bit longer than usual. Usually I try to keep them around 15-20 minutes, but the game against Tamir Reclamation was so long and so good that I felt like it was really worth just letting it play through and like letting you know what my mindset was. I didn't do the whole voiceover thing where I kind of go through my gameplay retroactively. I just kind of let it be natural this time. So I'm not sure if I'll always do that, but figured for this time it was just the best way to do things. So yeah, if you like these types of things, the deck guides, the deck techs, I'm going to be bringing one strong every week, if not two. So feel free to like and subscribe. There'll be a little thing at the end of this where you can just click the button. And if you have any questions, feel free to stop by my stream. The links for that are down below, as well as the featured deck, which should also have the sideboard guide and everything. So thanks for stopping by, and hope this was helpful in some way. And I'll see you guys soon for the next deck tech video, for the next deck guide. Thanks again for chilling out, and I'll see you guys soon.